Hey guys, welcome back. It's Claytano. Thank you so much for tuning in as always. And today we're going to be doing Rush Hour here, and it's not live. I'm going to be doing commentating over top of it because when I am rushing, I do like to kind of just get into the mood, and it's not like the most fun video to watch because I don't talk through it well. It is something that I'm working on. Hopefully I can make videos for like that in the future, but I figured some rush hour is better than no rush hour here. And I don't know if you guys saw previously, but I did start at around rank 6,000. Okay, this is rank 6,000. I'll pull up the time here in just a second as well, and you guys can see what time I'm actually at in rush hour. It's not even the full hour. You can take a look there. 12:14 a.m. So for me, being on the East Coast in the global server, rush hour does end at 1 a.m. So I had 46 minutes to go from 6,000 up as high as I possibly can. I started off using a Jingji with Artemil, the Ariel, and the Fire Phoenix Perna. The idea behind that one was just to kind of bruiser it out. I didn't want to get bruisered out by some of the lower rank players, because a lot of Conqueror players like to use bruiser comps. They don't always cleave, they don't always bomb, they kind of resort back to just having like whatever monsters they can deal with. That's it. Let me go ahead and remove that real quick. But yeah, so they just kind of have whatever monsters they're given. They don't have a whole lot of options at the beginning of the game, or in Conqueror really. They just have maybe a couple things. You can see there's some pretty nice arena defenses here though, with some interesting monsters that you don't see very often, like the Dark Polar Queen here, like you see. But I was a little nervous, but once I hit the bomb, I was like, okay, I should be good from here. But yeah, so I started off with that defense because it's hard to bruiser. For bruisering AOs, you really need to rely on having crit rate and other things along those lines. So with the crit rate, the Artemil kind of just shuts it down right off the bat. I do pretty much though use this bomb arena offense throughout the entire thing, and I feel horrible using it. I feel like it's cheating almost, but I use it throughout the entire rush hour. I do use a couple variations though, like I switch in Kabila for the Tiana, because if I do that, then I can grab first turn. Some people ask me though why I don't use my what's it called, Bastet, instead of the Galleon. Well, to answer that question, why don't I use Bastet over Galleon, is because Galleon still does a defense break, and with that defense break, since Sierra does have an AoE right before she detonates the bombs, it just adds an extra amount of damage to the opposing AD that Bastet doesn't have. And if you don't have a problem getting cut in between, then why not use Galleon? If I had a problem getting cut in between, if I did want to run like no speed on my Sierra or my Malacca, then yeah, I could probably see myself using a Bastet to double gauge buff, go like 3,000 plus attack on both of my monsters. But maybe I could possibly try it once the next free rune removal comes around. I don't mind doing that either, just to kind of give you guys different options and what to look for. But for right now, that's just the way I have it, and I don't get cut. And I'll actually show the runes at the very end as well. But if you look at this arena defense, this is something that I don't like fighting against. It's the Samath, Orion, plus Buff Stripper and Tank Monster. It's kind of hit or miss. For the Orion though, he went ahead and removed Will off of my Tiana, but my Tiana was able to go in between the Samath there, fortunately. If not, it could have been a completely different story. I was able to land the bombs there. I think yeah, okay, so I did go ahead and just bomb the Samath. He didn't do a whole lot of damage on me, thankfully, so it wasn't too bad, but it could have gone a completely different direction though. If your Samath gets cut, he definitely needs to be faster though, because if he gets cut after your buff, you know, your buff stripper, he's not doing his job. He's absolutely not doing his job. He should go and reset the skills right after your buff stripper. Alright, so this case here, my Tiana got stunned, right? RNG stunned from the Chiwu. But I think I'm still able to pull this off. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to go after the Virad in this situation if I remember correctly. That way I don't get another freeze on me. He gets defense broken. Everybody gets defense broken now. And from here I'm able to get the bomb off from Malaka. Still missed my bomb on the Wind Panda. Was able to put one on from Sierra. Got a nice little violent proc here. I used Storm of Midnight just because I wanted the Panda to hit my Tiana to decrease the defense on him, so that way he focuses on him instead of anybody else. But my Tiana's got high resistance, of course, because you want your Tianas to be on high resistance. That way, if somebody else has a buff stripper, it's harder for them to resist or remove that will rune off of your Tiana. And that gives you a better chance to be able to remove buffs off of everybody else that might get their shit removed or stripped. So from here, I completely lost. I'm pretty sure I lost. My Tiana did resist, but I'm pretty sure I lost. My Galleon goes down. And they got the Tiana coming. I don't think I won this one. I might be completely wrong though. So in that situation, there should have been no reason why I should win this. Like, they had the upper hand 100% of the time, and I don't think I'm going to win this. I think, yeah, okay, so this is, I think, the only match that I lost throughout the entire Rush Hour. It was at 21 though, so it's still 39 minutes left in Rush Hour. It's not going to affect me too much. Against this arena defense, you saw me switch to my Kabila instead of the Galleon there because I wanted to outspeed the other team, and I knew that it's a squishy arena defense. They're not going to be able to survive bombs. And pretty much just auto from here. There's not really any more threat. The Samath by himself isn't really a threat. He's got too much work to do by himself solo. I should be switching back to the regular offense here, which is the Galleon offense. Now, just so that way, you know, you guys can kind of get an idea for what's coming up, I do switch my defense out. So you don't want to have your defense kind of stagnant throughout the entire Rush Hour. I feel I've always had success not having a specific defense there the entire time. Anytime I have my defense there the entire time, you have one person that finds out that they can beat you. So once you start getting up to, you know, Conqueror 3, Guardian, and you start showing up on somebody's list multiple times, then you'll just see the same person hitting you, and they know how to beat you, they know how your runes work, and they will just farm you down. Where if you switch up your arena defense, you know, you might have somebody hit you at the beginning of Rush Hour, then they see your arena defense at the end of Rush Hour, and it makes them think twice. They're like, okay, I used to be able to beat this guy, now he switched out one monster, and you know, this could this could change everything. I might not be able to beat him now. So I feel like you should have a couple of different options. If you guys are in Conqueror Arena and you only have a few different options, I would say try running like a speed comp throughout the beginning of Rush Hour, then switching it to a bruiser comp, and then to a stall type comp around 15 minutes or so. I switched to a stall comp a little bit sooner because I was so far behind in points. To be honest with you, I probably should have ran more of a win condition comp or sleeper comps. That way I would bait people into fighting me. That way they can boost me up by defense successfuls. But I should check my defense logs here pretty soon, and nobody's attacking me anyway. It's 23 minutes. We're almost 10 minutes into the start of when I started rush hour. I completely wasn't in good positioning for it at all to go for like G3, because I mean, it's Memorial Day. I didn't make a video all weekend, as you guys probably know, and I jumped on after I got home from family barbecuing and stuff like that, and I was just like, you know what, let me record this real quick, and that way I can talk about something on Tuesday or Wednesday. So that's kind of what this is now. And last time I did a video like this, it did get a good response, so hopefully you guys like this one as well. I know it's a little bit long and might be boring for some people, but at least you can see my thought process through everything. And of course, this is the new account, so there's different things that I can do on this one than I was able to on my last one. But really, it's the same thought process that goes through it. So that DMR is really hurt, unfortunately. But we should be straight. Sierra's pretty OP that she can just bomb people out and not have to worry about anything. It is a little bit laggy though, right? Because I wish it wasn't as laggy. I should have recorded this on my actual tablet instead of my phone. That way the screen wouldn't look all messed up as well. It's a noob mistake. I'm a rookie YouTuber mistake. Next time though, guys, if you guys want this every week, I'll post one every single week for you. No joke, I will. Because they're fun to make. It makes me rush. It makes me relive my rush and kind of figure out where I went wrong, where I went right, and it does help me as well as a player figuring out what I should do differently next time, and kind of take a step back and get a different perspective watching it a second time through. Because to be honest, I don't really know anybody that watches their rush hour. Like, it's almost like a play-by-play, or I don't know, like a sports team. Like, I used to play hockey, and we always used to watch our games back to learn where our positioning was and what we could do better next time. Of course, I don't want to get into all the details and bore you guys, but you get the point. I feel like it's kind of the same thing. Now, if you guys notice as well, I've been hitting everybody on the list. Typically, if you're trying to go up as fast as possible, if you're really trying to push ranks and get up in ranks as far as like Guardian, whatever, plus, you wouldn't always necessarily want to clear your list, because once you get down or up to the lower level players on your list, you're getting 6 points per thing, and it's not worth the time to fight that +6 or the +6 points. So the reason why I was doing this was because I didn't want to refresh a whole bunch. As far as refreshing my wings, I wanted to use as little as possible crystals, because I spent them all on a video last time. You guys remember that video where I showed you guys how to do what Comp to Us does, and they asked you to just spend all your crystals on the summons? Yeah, so that video, when I did that, I literally brought my crystals down to almost nothing, so I didn't really want to waste a whole bunch refreshing. That's why I was clearing out the entire list to get a couple extra wings here to help boost me forward without refreshing. But generally, you don't really want to worry about refreshing during arena. If you can get yourself up a couple extra ranks, then it's totally worth the refreshes, because you get 50, 100, 150 plus more crystals for each rank you go up. And if you guys saw my defense log, there was like one person that hit me 52 minutes ago or something like that. So it was super, like, I still am not getting hit. And I still haven't changed my defense yet. It's still the exact same as what it was. But you can pretty much see that you could just bomb everything. That's really all it is, just bombing everything. There is something interesting though that happens during this rush hour. And you guys probably already know because it's the title of the video and it's in the thumbnail as well. But how I get there I think is interesting, and you guys might like to see it. I just forget exactly when I did it. I think I did it pretty early though. So that little pause there, I was debating who I wanted to bomb. I ended up going with Praha, and then this Undyne got like a triple proc on me, and I was like, man, I knew it. I should have bombed the Undyne instead. But then I went for Praha, because of course the Undyne resisted the stun from the bomb and was just able to revive everybody and immunity buff everybody too. And I don't know if you guys saw, I put a bomb on the Will or immunity buffed Darien there, but that's just because I'm autoing. It's kind of a lazy rush, right? Like I just auto, I want to kill everybody on the list. But I mean, mostly there's not too much competition right now because, you know, I'm still pretty low ranked. And this is just about as fast as the wars can get. I could see it being a little bit faster with a Lucian comp, and I'm gonna see if I can even make one on this account. But for right now, it's just, you know, the bombs, if they miss, if they don't miss, Lucians are kind of, they are what they are. You know, there's almost no, there's almost no RNG included in a Lucian comp. It's just, you outspeed them, you attack buff and gauge buff, and you throw your Lucians down. The only RNG that would be involved is if you're trying to attack against a full fire team, which Lucians can do pretty well against, to, you know, believe it or not. Or if you are running low crit rate and you just happen to not crit, or if you happen to go against a nemesis healer and you just aren't fast enough or do too much damage, and the nemesis healer procs and revives the whole team, and you guys pretty much screwed from there on. Where with a bomb team, there's so much more that can go wrong. Even with the Tiana bomb team, there's a lot that can go wrong. You just miss all of your bombs. Your Sierra misses bombs, even though they're all super high accuracy. People violent proc out of buffs. It's not 100% still, but it's all I had, so that's why I'm using the bomb team instead of a Lucian team, because obviously I have a couple Lucians. This defense was a little bit scary to fight, I would say. Juno always makes me worried to bomb her, because I know that I'm probably not gonna single bomb her and kill her. So at this point, I was like, well, I'm not even gonna put the bomb on Juno. I'm just gonna put it on the one that's gonna make, you know, hurt the most if they don't die on the first turn. So that was Chasun, because she can just, you know, heal everybody up. Where with the Molly on the other side, I wasn't too worried about her. I'm not too worried about the Jingji in this composition. And the only thing that I was trying to avoid was just making the fight last longer with the Juno, getting the double debuffs on her, not dying to a bomb, and then coming out of stun, stunning a bunch of people, and just, you know, it's just, I mean, Juno's no joke, guys. She's no joke. But you can see I keep checking the time. It's 12:33 now. We've got 27 minutes left in rush hour. Still haven't really changed anything. Just fighting. And I don't think I've really gotten attacked either. But it's like there's it's so hard, like coming from rank 6,000, if you're not getting attacked and having defense successfuls. Like, I was fighting these fights like as quick as I possibly could, and I was in a real bad position. If I was trying to get to like G3, there's almost no way, unless you're running like a trap team where you're trying to trap people to fight you, and then you end up just wrecking them somehow with random 5-star monsters, or natural 4-star monsters, or things like that that people aren't expecting, and they just think that you're a rollover arena defense, but then you come out of nowhere and just wreck them. That's a strategy too. I mean, it's kind of fun, but it's a high risk, high reward type thing, because people might be like, oh, this AD, I can just, use all my natural 5-star monsters and kill it. And they do. They do. But still, so now I'm about rank 2,000 here, if I remember correctly. Again, I switched out the Kabila in this one because I figured my Sierra Kabila combination would be faster than their Bernard Chiwu combination, which it was. And I didn't need the attack buff from Galleon because the other monsters were all squishy. You had Lagmaron and you had Tower, or Taor. And really, I mean, once those two are done, there's really no point in having any other monster. The Chiwu's not going to do anything to me. The Bernard's going to do anything to me. Both of them together aren't going to do anything to me. They're not going to revive anybody, so why do I need the attack buff? I didn't, so that's why I didn't use it. This is a little interesting defense. You don't see Jolton in defense a whole lot. Didn't really work too well. I could see it possibly working against like a slow cleave comp without Tiana, but I mean, from there you can get your gauge buff and immunity buff from your Veladjewel. You can get or Veladjewel, how do you guys say it, and then you can get your stun and buff strip from that water panda. But yeah, still not my favorite. With the Joltan, didn't really make too much difference. So this one I definitely wanted to go after the Vrad instead of the Triton in this situation, because Vrad, if I didn't stun it or kill it, it could have made them bounce back. They could have stun locked me and done all these other things just by that. But Triton got a double stun plus a triple silence, which is pretty nice for him. But I am still able to bounce back from this and kill off the Iona before he was able to, or she was able to, revive the other monster there, the Varad. And then I'm pretty sure I start autoing here. Once we get the bomb dropped, I go after Perna, I believe. Yeah, so auto time. Have fun, guys. Hit whoever you want to hit. It's up to you now. Check the time again real quick. 12:37. Now I'm like, okay, 23 minutes left. What do we gotta do here? I'm getting 6 points per battle. Rank 1,739. I did get a defense successful, and I got hit one other time. I'm actually gonna rewind that if I can. Just kidding. You know what? I don't want to. Just kidding. I'm not gonna rewind it. But you guys can pause it and check, exactly how many times I got hit. So I went ahead and was like, you know what? I don't feel like getting hit at all. So I went and changed my defense all up. And I wasn't planning on doing this at all. And I have not used a defense like this in forever because it's kind of out of meta. So I've been hit, like, what is it? What did it say? 3 times this entire rush hour. 3 times, right? It's been almost 40 minutes, and I've been hit 3 times. So now I'm like, you know what, you guys are hitting me too much. We need to stop this. And I look at my arena, I'm like, oh gosh, it's not gonna really do much good for me, but hey, put her on there. Because it doesn't even matter what runes she has on her. So then I take time to go look at Rena. I'm like, you know what, maybe we should put runes on her. So let me see what else I got. I was trying to build a full shield set. And I was like, well, that rune's not even max leveled. That would have been nice, but it's not. So now what do I do? Now I'm just wasting precious time thinking about how I should rune my arena, because I got so sidetracked. I got a little ADD there going on. I was like, is this a good rune? So I got 9% HP. I was like, nah, it's probably not the best rune. So we'll see what else we got. And me being kind of, you know, relatively new to this account still, I didn't exactly know like what options there were. But I did want to put it on will, so I was like, okay, we got a will rune there that's pretty decent. Do we have anything else that I can use for a will rune? And I was like, you know what, that's pretty good. 14% resistance, it's got HP and defense percent on it. Yeah, let's go ahead and use that. And I started looking around for all of my other runes. I'm like, okay, I need to find one more shield rune to kind of go with this. And I was looking for a 4-slot shield HP rune. Like, I didn't even care what the substats were. I just wanted a 4-slot shield HP rune. And I just was not able to find it. I went through all of my monsters there. I was like, oh, crit damage. You're right. Why would I put HP on a Teshar? You never know. Because a lot of these monsters are kind of unruned for right now. So I was like, you know what? Dang it. I'm wasting time. Let me go see if I can find an HP rune that's not a shield rune. I was like, what is this? Why is this rune not even leveled to +3? So at this point I start going to other runes. Like 24%, okay, that's nice. Defense. I was like, why do I even have Nemesis on here? And I was like, oh, this one has 29% HP. I was like, yep, definitely gonna switch that one out. So I put this 5-star rune instead of the 6-star rune in there. Meanwhile, 5 minutes later, still looking at my runes, you know, I could have 14 people hit me in the time it's taking me to update my runes, and they got a free chance because I didn't even put I didn't even wait to put my arena on defense before I changed out the runes. But I mean, all I can say is the stall arena defense here is, I feel like it's still a thing, and I was hoping to bring it back. Not hoping to bring it back. It's such a troll strategy. But I was like, you know, let's just see if it still works, because last time I tried it, it did not work. Like, people know how to counter it or whatever, and it was just real bad. So now, what am I doing? I'm still looking for a slot 4 HP rune. Like, how is this even good? Like, this is so much time wasted. I didn't realize how much time I wasted looking for this rune, where I could have been using more wings and ranking up higher. This was a bad. You know how I was talking earlier about bad things and good things? This is definitely a bad thing. You should absolutely be prepared with all of your runes before starting into rush hour. But again, I was kind of rushed going into rush hour. And I was like, you know what, this is an endure rune. This is also an endure rune. And then I went back to my Tiana there. I was like, oh, that's an HP rune with 18% resistance. I was like, oh, this is another one with 19% resistance. I was like, that's perfect. You know who needs resistance? Rena needs resistance. So I was like, alright, where's my Rena? I'm going to plop him on her real quick and call it a day. So I completely gave up the whole dream of having shield runes on there. And I went ahead and threw on those HP energy runes from my spare Tiana. Nobody needs a spare Tiana. Alright, 100% resistance, 32,000 plus HP. Defense is super lacking, but hey, whatever. I checked my mana just to see if we got hit at all, and we actually had not been hit at all. Not a once. So I was like, alright, let's get back into the wings here now that we only have 16 freaking minutes left. Like, God, what a waste of time. What an absolute waste of time. Never do that, guys. This is what not to do during rush hour. I mean, granted, it's not always about like getting off every attack you possibly can. However, if you're that far low and you're trying to get up much higher in arena before a time and you start late, it's not a good idea then. If you're already at G3, I've tested not attacking once you get to G3, because then you show up on less people's lists and it's less wings that you have to use, and it works actually really amazingly. So it's not always about just spamming wings as quick as possible. It's strategically spamming your wings. And that'll be maybe in a future video. So if you want to see that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and we will get to that eventually as to strategic wing spamming. How about that? How about that? But yeah, so 13-14 minutes or so left. I went ahead and used my Kabila again against the speed gauge buffing enemy Bernard. I was able to land all my bombs, double bomb the Juno, and still did not kill it. Got a nice violent proc from Juno, so I was like, yes, I gotta kill this thing. Or not from Juno, from Sierra. Now their Sierra got a nice violent proc, came back on us, and yeah, I mean, still not enough to kill us. 14 minutes left. Up at around 1,530. We still have a long way to go, and I feel like we aren't even moving up that fast at all. Like 1,500, guys, that's a long way away from Guardian 1. That's 500 ranks away from even C1, Conqueror 1. It was just, I was like, man, what is happening right now? And I wasn't getting hit still. I was not getting hit. And I just didn't understand why I wasn't ranking up. Like, people, the spread in their points must have been a lot larger than I was expecting. I was able to kill the arena pretty easily. The matches are taking about 40 seconds, I would say, on average. Again, I'm not really running into a defense that I can't bomb just yet. I do run into a few though that I'm weary about, so I don't bomb them later on. It's like right before rush hour ends, and I was just like, I don't want to get into it and lose out on a specific rank because I decided to bomb a team that I shouldn't have tried to bomb in the first place. I went ahead and just finished off the beta in that situation because I didn't want to violent proc and heal up or revive or put glancing on or anything, or immunity. 1370, still haven't been hit for 12 minutes. It didn't make sense. It just was not ranking up at all. At this point I was like, okay, I've seriously spammed all my wings. I've lost one single time, but you can tell how inefficient fighting the higher named people on your list is that give you less points. Because I mean, I've been spamming the wings and still not like going up in rank as quickly as I was expecting to. I typically want to start around the lower end of the rank that I want to finish. So if I am shooting at, so say you guys are shooting for Guardian. You want to get Guardian for your first time. You're super amped up about it. You want to, you know, find that red star and, you know, show off to all your friends that you finally got that red star. Finished rank 300 exactly, and you're like, yeah, I got that fucking red star. Come at me. So what I recommend, what I would do in my situation would be, I would start around the end of Conqueror 1. So you take the rank that you're at, that you want to be, Guardian 1, you go down 1 rank and you put yourself at the lower end of it. So rank 1000. And that's where I would start Rush Hour at. Because you don't want to be in the rank that you're at, that you want to end. You don't want to be too far below the rank that you want to end, because the strategy behind it is that if you start at the rank that you want to end, you're going to be on the list of a lot of people that are really probably too good for you, and they're going to run through your defense pretty easily. You're going to see a lot of defense fails. You're going to get really mad at yourself. You're going to get mad at your arena defense. You're going to start changing everything up. You'll probably throw your phone against the wall a few times, and you might rage quit before you even get to the end of Rush Hour. Whereas if you go too low, you don't, you know, there's things happen, you know, RNG happens. You're gonna miss some bombs, you're gonna miss some defense breaks, you're gonna miss some violent procs, whatever you need, you're gonna miss something. Just expect something to go wrong. Where if you start as low as I am and you're trying to get up, you know, 4 or 5 ranks above where you're starting, there's a lot that has to go in your favor to get up that high, and you got to make some moves. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen. It really is just not going to happen. So that's kind of my sweet spot. Say you want to finish, just to give you another example, say you want to finish Conqueror 3. What rank do you start at? Probably around rank 3000. So you're in Conqueror 2, at the lower end of it, like just kissing the tip, just the tip of Conqueror 2, where you're almost Conqueror 1. Because at that point, if you feel like you can actually get to Conqueror 3, you're in Conqueror 1, you have people that are fighting you that you're probably going to be better than, and you could probably snag a few defense successfuls, get your confidence up, get your rank up. You're not going to be like depressed, you're going to be focused, you're going to be like, yes, this is actually going to happen. And then be careful, this is when the strategic spamming comes in, because you don't want to get too high again, because that defeats the whole purpose of where you started. If you get too high, where you get to, you know, it's 30 minutes left in Rush Hour, you've already peaked at where you want to be at the end of Rush Hour, that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing. That completely ruins all of your positioning. So, you know, why did you even start at the lower rank? You should have just started at the higher rank, because then you put yourself in that situation where people have 30 minutes to fight your arena defense, and most people don't even start Rush Hour anymore till 30 minutes left. Me personally, on this situation, I was like, look, I am really far down. I had just gotten out of the shower to get ready for bed, and I just laid down and I was like, dang, I'm ranked 6000. I need to get my butt moving if I feel like I want to end anywhere near respectful. But it's really, you guys can see there's nothing that I really have made a huge mistake on. I did waste a lot of time that I didn't have trying to build a freaking arena. Like, what a noob, dude. Like, so bad. You guys just unsubscribe. I mean, that was horrible. Why did I bomb the Hathor though? Like, that doesn't make sense. I should have bombed the Perna in that situation. But whatever, it is what it is. Didn't lose me the fight, fortunately. I was still able to come back and finish this one off. It just autoed off the rest of the Perna. So we're down to about the last 10 minutes of rush hour. And for whatever reason, the camera did cut out either right before it or right after rush hour. So I might have to switch to that new video here pretty soon. But I was like, cool, I got into Conqueror 3. I'm at 872. You know, this could actually happen. And so I start looking at these arena defenses, and I quickly judge that I don't want to fight them. That one had a Freya with a resistance leader. That one had another Freya. I was like, you know what, I'm just not in the mood to fight a Freya. So I skipped it. Even in Conqueror 3, I was like, look, we got 6 minutes left. We don't really have a lot of room for mistakes here if I'm still trying to get into Guardian. So I fought this double arena defense without a HP leader. Like, what kind of defense is that? And everything worked out pretty fine. It feels like every time Ritesh violent procs out of a stun, which he does pretty much on a daily basis, he always doesn't heal. He like never heals when he violent procs out of a stun. He always is gonna use his third skill and, I don't know, I guess try to kill you before you kill him. I don't know. But it's so common that I see the Riteshs use their third skill popping out of stun when there's a lot of people that, you know, could be healed. Maybe I don't know his skill. Maybe I know there's more to it, but I don't really read skills. Again, still haven't been attacked now for 19 minutes. This is the last 30 minutes of rush hour and I have not been attacked. Like, is stall meta really in, or is it not? You know, I haven't been attacked since I put up my stall defense. I have not been attacked, and now we have 5 minutes left to go in this entire rush hour. I always double bomb the Rakan, like fuck him. Even though I should have double bombed the stupid little bitch Praha over there. And now I'm like, what do I do now? I didn't even get a defense break off on it. I almost bombed it. And I was like, wait, I should not bomb the Vero right now because that would be stupid. I should throw this on Ritesh. Okay, I did. And it's funny because I'm looking back at this and I'm like, okay, now what would I do in this situation? Okay, I'd bomb the Ritesh. Okay, I actually did bomb the Ritesh. And there was other situations during the video that I was like, okay, I would do this, and then I didn't do it. And I was like, oh, interesting. Interesting. 4 minutes left. 627. All these Samath leaders, they kill me. But this one, he had the Samath leader, he also had the Orion, he also had the gauge buffing stripper with Tiana, and I still was not afraid of this specific one because he didn't have the tankiness that the other defenses have. So I was able to just throw the bombs on, put that one on Tiana, and from here it's GG. Like, there's nothing he can do really. Where if he would use somebody else instead of Zeros, even like anything else, like Veromos even, like, I don't care, just find something, just not Zeros really in that situation. I wouldn't. And then if you had a different stripper instead of Tiana, I would say that was probably good. Like, even a Gemini would be an interesting one for him. But Tiana on defense is just not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea at all. Double bomb the Aerial. Good boy. Good boy. Alright, and then from there, auto it out. Boom, boom. 57, 3 minutes left. Got that Clash Royale notification on my phone. And 2 minutes left. I should be able to get 2 fights in here. Still not getting attacked at all. Not getting any help. But also not being brought back down. So that's always fun. Where you don't, you know, because, you know, who hates to be way lower ranked than they really should be ending, and then they start losing to people that are like way back down in Conqueror 1, that still have you on their list that don't decide to rush, but they just find you. They're like, oh, it's Claytano. Claytano's on my list. I think it'd be cool to hit him right now during rush hour. Guess what? I'm still C1, and he's probably around, you know, C3, trying to push into Guardian real quick because he's lazy and started rush hour way too late and didn't position himself correctly. But I'm gonna attack him here, and let's see if I can snag 15 points from him. Alright, so there was the quick little end there, but right back into it. So still ranked 374, as you can see. Time is now 12:59. Of course it ended like right at a minute left. That also kind of pissed me off because I was like, look, I need to just win one more to get into Guardian, and like I can wipe my hands clean and just be like, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it for today. I was super scared though about this violent proc that happened because I knew that if the you know, that damn whatever guy there, God, Ragdoll, God, he's so OP, guys. Ragdoll, oh my gosh, I would love to have a Ragdoll. He's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. 12:59. Yeah, so 297 is what I actually ended up. I tried to start this battle. The arena results are being tallied up, so I was like, cool, ka-choo. And that was about it. I had one wing left, so I like timed that perfectly where I'm not using another 30 crystals to have like 10 things all piled up there. But I went ahead and looked at my runes so that way you guys can see them. I'll let you guys take a look there. And yeah, Violent Will, 100 speed, pretty basic bitch. Sierra, like, you know, I like to have a little bit more HP on my Sierra than most people do, I guess, but I guess that's up to me. Here's my Galleon, Violent Will, probably gonna switch him to, I'm almost certain I'm gonna switch him to Shield Will, because I want to have a little bit more play against Orions. This is my Malacca though. Attack, 103 speed, 91 accuracy, pretty decent attack substats, like 1634. That's alright. Like, it's not by any means the best Malacca or the best bomber in the world. You have this little baby girl, Kabila, played a crucial role in tonight's rush hour. Still has room for some speed though on that slot 6 rune, but plus 174, so about 294. Really not like, I mean, people have Orions that are faster than that. Like, come on, get out of here. And then we had this triple nemesis Ariel. Like, why am I even showing my arena defenses runes? They didn't do anything the entire night. They did not do anything. I could have unruined all of my monsters and I would have had the same, probably same outcome. Like, it was horrible. Horrible. I didn't get attacked at all. Like, there's a point where you want to get attacked because you want to have successful defenses, especially on the way up. Like, if you're coming from low to as high as you can, you want to see some defense successfuls, but just nothing. That's a little upsetting. Here's my Artemio though. I'm pretty happy about his runes. I'm probably not going to change him out for anything because he's HP, crit rate, defense. He's got 32,000 HP and you know, a lot of crit rate, crit damage. But anyway, guys, that's all for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and like, comments if you want to see more of these. And as always, stay soupy, don't be potatoes, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.